In this video, we're going to cover the print function. This is a function we've used extensively so far to print out text to our screen. Technically, it prints out to the standard out, std out, which just stands for standard output, and which in our case right now is our screen. Okay, so we've seen this before. Let's go ahead and use it. And there's actually a couple things you might learn that are new here. So we know that we'll just print out any string. We'll print it to the screen like that. You can print out numbers. It'll also print out, it doesn't have to be a string. You can print out a list, for instance. Let's just put a list like that and it'll print that out. That is fine. It knows how to print out a list. Typically you are printing out strings as text to the screen. Now, what you might not be aware of is that you can print out any number of objects separated by a comma. So you can say, all right, I want to print some string over here, comma, a number, comma, some list like this, comma, another string. So you can do this. So it looks a little weird. You can print out many different objects to separate them by a comma. You can do this for numbers as well. That's a common use case, is just to print out a bunch of different numbers. It won't show the comma, it'll just print it out. And what you can do is, and here's something new, is that you can change what is used as a separation. Notice there's a single space here between the objects when they are printed out. So let's print this over here, but if I press Shift Tab Tab, do you see this argument over here? Sep equals one space. So this is the default separation between each object. So this is what controls whenever you're printing out multiple objects. When there's a comma like this between them and you're passing in multiple arguments, you can say, you have to actually use the sep name over here, and we'll talk about keyword arguments in a second or later on. So sep, you can control that, what is the separation. So this has to be a string. And just to make it clear, I'll make it a bunch of hyphens. So now you can see that I'm separating each object, not by a space, that is the default, but by a whole bunch of hyphens. Now, let's do this one more time, and you can get rid of the separation and make it an empty space like this, and it'll just smash them all together like that. All right. We have talked about this before. Okay, this is on one line. Let's start printing out some stuff. And I'll just say 55. I'll print another line. Print Python. Okay, so whenever we call the print function, automatically on the screen, there'll be a new line that's placed so that it will go to the next line. So you actually have control over this, and it is this end keyword argument, which you can see here is set to the new line character. Now, if I change this, end equals, I can make it whatever I want. Let's just make it a space with 3 hyphens like this. So for this first one, it's not going to go to the end of the next or go to the next line. It will stay on the current line and just print this. This will be the end character. So I can make, I can make all of them like this and keep them all in one line. So you can use multiple print statements and just change this end keyword argument and set it equal to whatever you want. In this case, just some hyphens and spaces to change the way the output is. So that's pretty cool. So you can change the separation when you're printing multiple objects in one print statement, and then change the end of line character as well. Okay, so that does it for the extra little tidbits of functionality on the print function.